It's 18 count Aida that I got at Michael's. It's I folded it. It's dry still, but I'm gonna wet it in a sec. I folded it like an accordion, like a concertina fold, and then I just rolled it on itself and tied it with just some cording that I found. Oh, here's some more. It's like a suede cord that I found in a drawer that was serving no purpose. So that's all that I did, because I couldn't find any elastic bands. So what I am going to do is take this, and we're going to dye this using a few little things. I have some powdered RIT in black and gray, pearl gray, ice that I just froze yesterday, soda ash, and I know that some of you might scratch your heads and be like, what's with soda ash and RIT dye? I know that dyes like Procyon and Dylon and things like that are fiber activated, and they seem to require that you use soda ash. RIT is heat activated dye, so they say you can use salt or vinegar or both to set it. I'm superstitious and I use soda ash, and then later when I rinse out I use some salt as well. So it's the superstitious person in me, I guess, that feels like that. For my container for the ice process, I don't have a dedicated tray, like a cookie sheet with a cooling rack that I can kind of use just for dyeing. So I found in my recycling just an old plastic thing that had some salad, just some vegetables in it. So I decided it would work really well because it's a bowl, and it's got this lid that, you know, goes like this normally, but if you flip it around it makes a good little tray because the sides are curved down now. So to make room for the water to fall into the bottom of the bowl, I cut just some kind of holes in here because it's not a very big piece of fabric, so it needn't be a huge deal. So that's the vessel that I'm going to use when it comes time to do all of this. So what I'm going to do is, this is unorthodox, but I don't have a big enough sink to do a lot of my dyeing, like all the rinsing and everything. I typically use the bathtub, but just to get this damp, because if you wet this, the ice will stick on a little bit better, and we can do the soda ash thing as well. So bear with me, I'm gonna run the water here. Okay, I always do a load of laundry too. when I'm doing this. That way you're not wasting water. But that's just an aside. So what I'm going to do is place my bowl thing right here. I've got a nice wet bundle of Aida. And the reason I didn't wet it first and then tie it is because it's big. I got it, like I said, I got it from Michael's. This is another roller bet. They are 29.5 inches by 36 inches, or 74.9 centimeters by 91.4 centimeters. So it would just make a huge drippy mess everywhere. So that's why I decided to wet it when it's already compact like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soda ash. It's in a weird container because I make my own soda ash with, you just need some baking powder, just Arm & Hammer stuff, and you just dump it in a Pyrex dish, and you bake it at about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and then it becomes soda ash. So for, you know, $2, you can get a thing of Arm & Hammer, or even less than 2 sometimes. And you've got a ton of soda ash for a long while. If you buy it pre-made, then you're going to pay more. But, I mean, it's your prerogative to do with it, do as you will. So, anyway, I've just sprinkled it on the top here. And because the fabric is wet, it'll soak in. And I'm going to stick some ice cubes, like so. I actually have never tried this yet, so it's going to be just as big a surprise to me when it's done. Okay. Now, excuse me, I'm very carefully going to sprinkle some gray. My windows are open, so it is ventilated, but if you are particularly sensitive, then you probably should wear a mask if you're worried about it. RIT is supposed to be non-toxic and stuff, but I know that powders are kind of iffy. And it's already melting because it's so hot. It's quite warm today. So I'm just going to kind of go like that. I've watched a few videos on how to do this. And because this is Aida and not a garment that I plan on wearing, I'm not worried about the fact that this is heat activated pigment. If it was proper clothing, then I might worry about it a little more. And I might use Dylon instead. Procyon is hard to come by in my neck of the woods. Alright, now hopefully that does something. And because I decided to use my roll of natural colored Aida, it doesn't matter to me if it doesn't all dye completely. So now we just let this sit here, and because it's in a closet, I can just close the door on it and let it do its thing. So that's what I'm going to do now. Goodbye. Alright, here is my bundle of Aida that I've let ice dye. It's been sitting here for a while. I actually flipped the bundle over and put more soda ash and a bunch of dye on top of that, a new batch of ice, so that it would go in on it on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. I've left it sit here on top of the washing machine for a couple of days now, just because I haven't been able to get to it. So I'm going to take it on down and rinse it out and wash it a bunch, and we'll see how it did. Alright, here's the finished product of the ice dyeing. You can see the stripes. They came out really, really good. This is because of the concertina folding, so